We're back. It's time for StryfeSight on Sade. Yes, StryfeSight on Sade. Now, once again, we will go back. I will tell you where I started and where we're going. We started with Tupac, then we did Biggie, then we did UGK, then we did Twista, all for hip hop, you know? It was a hip hop StryfeSight, so you can go check those out. And then we moved into rock. I saw a live concert, you know, for Journey. So I did Journey. Then I listened to Led Zeppelin, right? Because I had heard their name and I was like, I don't know any of their music. Turns out I knew a decent amount. Then I did Black Sabbath because I'm a fan of metal and they are forefathers, them, and there are other bands, of course, but I chose them. And then I finished the rock month with Heart, you know, female pioneers and, you know, just pioneers in general of the rock genre. The sisters, Ann and Nancy Wilson, right? And now we are on the month of R&B. And I did the Isley Brothers first, 33 albums. That was the toughest one I've ever done. They had a lot of albums because they started performing from 1959 and their last album is in 2021. So that was tough. Check that out if you want. Actually, not if you want. Just go do it. And then after that, I did Patti LaBelle, the godmother of soul. Godmother of soul. That was fantastic. And now we took a week off because I went to Combo Breaker and did my thing, you know, Tekken, you know, international tournament, did my thing. But now we've got StryfeSight on Sade. The reason I picked this is because I'm biased. Sade is my favorite female artist and has been for, I don't know, 20 years or so. Very, very long time, as her music has always just been very soothing and very chill and relaxing and potent with love. So I've used it as mood setting and also mood altering for me. It's really important to me, this music is. So, you know, last week I did a pick for Mom Dukes, right? This week is for me. Next week is gonna be for Pops. It's Anita Baker, by the way. Now, let's get into this. Now, Sade has 6 studio albums. She has 6 studio albums, so not that much, right? But there's a lot of content in here. We are gonna start off in 1982, I believe, with Diamond Life. We'll start in 1982 with Diamond Life. How about we go to the top, right? I just want to make sure I'm accurate with the time of when these things. No, 1984. See? 1984. Diamond Life. The first album. Go down here to the track listing. Now, now, I said I was doing this because Sade is my favorite, which means I do know a decent amount of these tracks, but I chose this because I've never done an entire catalog run through of her. So, well, you know, we'll just see how this goes. Now, this album, Diamond Life, opens with this with the mega hit reference song, you know, Smooth Operator. So everybody should know this song. This is one of their biggest tracks, and it's beautifully sung song that is about a man that lives his life in deception, a con man that cons women all across the coast from LA to Chicago, you know, and abroad, while having, you know, a life that's just filled with deception. Even, I believe there are lyrics that are also referring to this person lying to coworkers or lying to employment. So, so yeah, it's interesting. But, you know, everybody knows Smooth Operator. Come on now. How could you not? Now, there's a concept song here shortly after called Hang On to Your Love. This song is a groovy song that expresses the need to not give up on your love when things get tough or when adversity occurs. Hang on to your love. It's a positive message about fighting through, fighting through the tough times and staying together. We have a interesting song here called Frankie's First Affair. This song is a smooth R&B groove that is speaking on a guy named Frankie that was a habitual cheater in relationships in the past. And he's experiencing a what goes around comes around moment where he falls in love and is cheated on for the first time. So, what goes around comes around. Now, they have a song called Sally. I thought the title of this song itself was interesting. I was imagining it was going to be about some chick named Sally. No, it's not. This is a song that's like a smooth dedication to the Salvation Army. The nickname for Salvation Army, if you didn't know, is Sally. Because I didn't know that. And this song is basically a tribute of thanks to the Salvation Army around this time for helping those in need, specifically in New York, that were homeless. So it's a beautiful idea. Now, another concept song we have is Why Can't We Live Together? This is a beautiful song that speaks on the racial divide, and it just simply asks, why can't we live together and be within unity? Why is there so much of a divide? Keep in mind, this is 84. So we're going back in the past a little bit. Now, the hits on this album end up being Smooth Operator, Your Love is King, Hang On to Your Love, and also When Am I Gonna Make a Living? These are the hits of the album. This album felt soothing, smooth, groovy, chill, jazzy are some of the words that came to my mind. And it's due to primarily the instrumentation in the background being very jazzy and groovy, but also due to the vocals being amazing, soothing, and relaxing, but also still emotionally potent. Now, the content of this album, it actually hit a decent amount of topics with speaking on love and infidelity, and also a cheater falling in love and getting cheated on. It also speaks about the racial divide in the country at the time and desiring unity. This also spoke about the Salvation Army and how they helped the homeless. And it also spoke about very smooth men, womanizers that live their life in deceit. Smooth operators, and also fighting for a relationship. My favorite song on this ends up being Why Can't We Live Together? This song is just a vibe. It feels groovy and it's representing anti-war and anti-racism. I love the message and the singing. Smooth Operator is also tied as my favorite on this album just due to it being such a classic song, and it's such a smooth way to represent a deceitful con man of a person. But I like it. On to the next. We got Promise. Promise came out in 1985, 1 year after. Now, this opens with one of my revolving door favorite songs. Is It a Crime? This is a very cool and sensual ballad about still loving someone that does not love you back. Is it a crime, that I still love you, are the lyrics. And it's sung in a way that just feels so sensual and potent. Not like how I sung it. Not like how I sung it at all. We're going to do a little bit of a volume check down here. There we go. That was a little louder than what I wanted. But continuing on Promise. We have the mega hit here, The Sweetest Taboo. Sweetest Taboo. I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like I did a little bit better of a job at emulating Patti LaBelle than Sade. Sade's voice is just, I don't believe that she may be a more technically talented singer than Patti LaBelle, but it feels really difficult to capture her, like the chill and relaxing style that she has as a vocalist. So I super apologize for my terrible imitations of Sade's voice, but they're gonna happen. As I said, The Sweetest Taboo, this is a song that is about following a different type of love that feels like forbidden or illicit and exciting. So it's cool. Now we have a song here called Jezebel. This is a smooth, emotionally potent song that is speaking about a woman named Jezebel that is from a poor background that wants to and is taking advantage of her beauty to manipulate others in order to get the life that she desires. So, interesting reference. Slightly biblical. Now we have a concept song, Fear. This is a very interesting Spanish-inspired somber record about a woman experiencing the worry of her boyfriend that is a bullfighter or matador and wondering if he will come home tonight. This song truly captures the sadness of her and the sorrow that she feels for her man that could die any day he's at work. It's a really sad song, honestly. But also this could be relative to so many other people, you know, male or female, anybody that has a really dangerous job, you know, firefighters, police officers, military people, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. And this song is a really good representation for that. Now, we have another song called Tar Baby. This is a sad song that speaks on an unexpected pregnancy and the judgment that older people have for young pregnant people. You know, it's really just a sad situation in itself. Now, the hits on this album end up being Is It a Crime?, Sweetest Taboo, and Jezebel. This album felt emotionally intense based on the feel of the vocals. The songs are decently varied topics, but the way that some are sung, it just really makes you feel relaxed or makes you feel sad, or the weight of the topic that's being sung about. Now, the content this album touched on was about unexpected pregnancy, worrying about a partner that has a life-threatening job, a woman that uses her looks to manipulate people and what she wants in her life, and falling in love with a person that does not love you back. Favorite song ends up being I don't know why Batman License is right here. What is this, bro? So when I do this, I often use voice to text, but I have no clue. I don't think I've ever said Batman License in my life. But as you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but just know that this says Batman License. What? We're gonna ignore that and continue. My favorite song ends up being Is It a Crime? This song has been one of my favorites on rotation from Sade for a very long time. It's just a beautifully sung, very powerful, evocative song. This song is also Fear. This song is tied for my favorite because it's a really I'd say a rare concept that people sing about. It is beautiful. I love the Spanish instrumentation background, and the message is just very potent, worrying about a partner that might die because their job is super serious. And you know, this song conveys that feeling very well. Very well. All right, on to the next. We are at Stronger Than Pride, 1988. I was -2. Now this opens with Love is Stronger Than Pride. Let's go to the track list. This is a beautiful, even tempo song that is speaking about resentment and ego not being able to overpower love in regards to a relationship. No matter how egotistical you may be, no matter how much resentment you may carry, the power of love within you will be stronger. That is beautiful. And maybe some people would argue with that, but I'm not going to. Now, we have a concept song here called Haunt You. This song is a smooth, soulful song that is speaking of haunting the listener in a friendly way. So Sade's voice will always be with you. It is very comforting and honestly relatable because her voice haunts me in a positive way. So it's just interesting that that was that is a song or something to be sung about. So we have another song here called Keep Looking. This is a groovy jazz song that is about keeping your mind going and focused on positive things while you're going through adversity. Keep looking to better experience, this is to keep looking to better experiences. So this is like an anthem about resilience. Next, we have another concept song here, Never Thought I'd See the Day. This is a slower, more emotional vibe that's speaking on a person in a relationship, finding out that their relationship is about to end based on the actions of their partner. And the level of the emotion is high in this, and it conveys a strong level of betrayal of trust, and a phrase like, you said, what? A phrase like, oh, you put a shadow on my love, so you brought the darkness to me. This is, you put a shadow on my love. That's like a ooh. It's beautiful and dark for sure. Now, the hits on this end up being Paradise, Nothing Can Come Between Us, and Love Is Stronger Than Pride. The feel of this album ranges between emotionally potent and with the feelings of love and heartbreak and sadness of that, and also the happiness of love. Also this album does have a groovy feel to it too, due to the instrumentation being pretty lively during the steady paced songs. Now, the content of this album spoke on love, betrayal, heartbreak. It spoke on a relationship feeling like paradise. Also spoke on pushing through your adversity, and spoke on being able to haunt you with your voice in a supportive way. Supportive haunting. My favorite song on this ends up being Haunt Me. This song is slower with a lot of visceral feeling. And it seems as Sade understood maybe the reach of her voice. Making a song like this would only make sense that she understood that she could reach people and affect them positively, but in somewhat of a haunting kind of way. Honestly, even thinking that is very impressive. And I like the song. Keep Looking is also really cool. I love a message about pushing through adversity, and this is also just a very chill vibe. This is a very, very cool and chill vibe to listen to for that message. All right, next we got Lovers Deluxe. Lovers Deluxe, we go into 1992. Now, this opens with a revolving door favorite song of mine. This is no ordinary love. Woo, no ordinary love. Come on, man. Come on. I love that song so much. This is a beautiful and powerful song that is speaking on an unrequited love. It's very, very hard to stop loving someone that is not reciprocating. It's not something that you can necessarily stop. And this song is actually a representation of that. It's actually a representation of your brain recognizing the problems, but your heart and your feeling sticking to the problems, So, or I guess not necessarily the problems. Yo! Thanks for the raid. Appreciate that, Preach. We're in the middle of StryfeSight for Sade. StryfeSight for Sade. Now, we have a concept song here. We got Like a Tattoo. This is a beautiful ballad that is about a person's touch feeling stuck on you like a tattoo. And I was like, okay. I was like, why is the song title, before I listened to it, I saw the song title and I was like, like a tattoo. I was like, what does that mean? But it was a beautiful song. Now we have another concept song, Cherish the Day. Come on, cherish the day. Won't go astray. Come on, man. You won't catch me running. Y'all don't know nothing about that. But this is another revolving door favorite song of mine that is touching on the beauty of cherishing the day, seizing the moment, living in the moment, and loving that moment in a ethereal kind of song. Now, I have another concept song here called Bulletproof Soul. This is a somber yet relaxing song that speaks on the pain of realizing a partner you were with was destructive, and you'll need, or you have, a bulletproof soul because you went through the strife of being with this partner. Now, the hits on this album end up being No Ordinary Love, of course, Cherish the Day, of course, Kiss of Life. Kiss of Life. Also, we got Like a Tattoo as well. These were the hits on the album. Now, the feel of this album felt more chill. It felt relaxing from an instrumentation side, but it also still has a lot of emotional potency with No Ordinary Love, Cherish the Day, Bulletproof Soul. These songs and others just have a powerful level of emotions, giving this album a bit of a somber yet relaxing feel mostly. Now, the content of this album spoke about love. It spoke about unrequited love, and it also spoke about someone's touch, feeling like a tattoo, and also spoke about living in the moment and, cherishing the life and the times that you have, life and times that you have. My favorite song ends up being Cherish the Day. Man, I'm trying not to sing because I know I ain't. One day I'm gonna get a compilation of all of the really bad singing that I do and maybe like recycle that, make a vid out of that. We'll see about it. But my favorite song ends up being Cherish the Day and No Ordinary Love. These two songs have been personally responsible for me not punching a lot of people in my life. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. These two songs are very much so responsible for a lot of my relaxing and getting through tough times, which it might not happen super often, but I do know that this is a thing for me. And I do know that if I'm ever like very angry or stressed out, or I go through like a really shitty situation that has me like pretty like tense and, emotionally riled up, I can just listen to these couple of songs whenever things get like that, and the music just tells me to calm down, like quickly. Like I ain't got to listen to it a bunch of times, like one or two. I listen to these and I'm just like, man, I just love the way she sounds. I love the idea and the concepts of both the songs, and it's just beautiful. It's really just beautiful. Now, next we have Lovers Rock. We go into 1999. Is that what this is? 1999? Oh, nope. November 2000. Going to 2000. Let's go down to the track listing. Here we go. Now, Lovers Rock opens with By Your Side. This is a beautiful, relaxing song that is an anthem of support and dedication to your partner, being there, being by your side through the adversity, through the hard times, and through the good times as well. Now, the first few songs on the album give this a somber, but also the instrumentation on this album felt like it had some hip hop to it, like from a drumming side. Like I noticed I know this is a band and I know they have like a drum set, right? But like some of the rhythms and patterns really started to feel pretty hip hop to me. And I was like, like they went from like a jazzy type of style to a very hip hop background on the first few songs. Now, King of Sorrow, this is a somber song, but it's pretty chill. It speaks on people that have a lot of burden, and the people that burden themselves a lot, that have to continue to push through, being a king of sorrow and not speaking to people about your problems and keeping that sorrow on the inside. So yeah, that is an interesting song. Next, we have Slave Song. So I was very interested to know what the heck this song was about. I saw the title. This song is a more pensive, smooth song that is about the plight of Black people in slavery and how resilient they have been and how the trauma that they have is generational. Did I expect that? Absolutely not. But yeah, this is it's an interesting song for sure. Now, we have another song here called Immigrant. This song is a poignant song that is about the older immigrants that faced a lot of bad times and unfair treatment. And it speaks to their resilience, you know, their ability to push through and where they've gone. Because technically, I don't know if Sade is an immigrant or not. I do know that she is a Nigerian. She's a Nigerian and British, I believe. So let me confirm that. Talk to me. London. Talk to you. Yeah, Nigerian, British. Okay, yeah. That's what I was. Okay. I just want to make sure I was correct about that. Now, we do have the last concept song I'm going to talk about on this album was Lovers Rock. Lovers Rock, self-titled song that is a soothing, beautiful song that speaks on someone being your rock, you know, like lovers rock. Like you always turn to them in times of a storm. You know, when times get rough, you look for your lover's rock. So that is also pretty beautiful. Now the hits in this end up being By Your Side and King of Sorrow. This album felt noticeably more somber and darker based on the instrumentation. It had a bit less liveliness to it and more gloom to the background of the music. So because of that, this felt more gloomy and emotional, but it still had a soothing feeling. Like my mind thought of a very cloudy gray skies and a light rain kind of a vibe to it. The content of this album spoke on the resilience of immigrants and slaves. This also spoke on love and having someone be a rock. It spoke on love flowing uncontrollably like a river to a sea. It also spoke on facing trials and adversity on your own and finding a way to push through while being filled with sorrow. My favorite song on this ends up being Flow. This song feels a bit like a hip hop and R&B song with the instrumentation and also how Sade is vocalizing. I just love the way the song feels and flows, pun intended. And the message is also pretty beautiful as well. It's about your love flowing like a river into a sea to someone else, right? So that's pretty cool. Next we have Soldier of Love, the last album. This came out in 2010. 10-year break. I will explain that in just a little bit, actually. Now this opens with Moon in the Sky. This is a melancholic song that represents unrequited love of one being the sky and the other being the moon, and the sky needing the moon to illuminate during the nighttime. So very interesting concept there. I like that. Next song we have here is Soldier of Love. This song has a very militant feel. As Sade says, she is a soldier of love, someone that's survived heartbreak and survived unrequited love. So very true, very true. Bring Me Home. This is a pensive song that is a statement of being in mental and emotional turmoil. This song states a desperate desire to be brought back to peace, brought back home. So Bring Me Home as a reference to bring me back to peace. So, it's pretty cool. We have another concept song here, Skin. This song has a classic Sade feel. You know, a soothing song that is about washing someone off your skin. You know, it's time to shed the pain of the relationship or the trials and tribulations. It's time to wash those off. Now, Baby Father. This is Baby Father. This is a chill vibe song that is about fatherhood, or rather how wonderful it is for a father to be around a child. So this is like a tribute to fathers that are around their children. So beautiful song. Now the hits in this album end up being Soldier of Love and Baby Father. So underrated. Yes, very underrated in my opinion. The hits on this album are Soldier of Love and Baby Father. The feel of this album felt soothing, relaxing, very chill. Not as dark as the previous album, but most of the songs have a slower pace and a laid back kind of feel. So it's pretty nice. The content of this album spoke on fathers to stay around their kids, spoke on getting over a breakup, spoke on being extremely stressed and desiring a return to a normal state. And this also spoke on unrequited love. Now, Baby Father, this is a beautiful song that ended up being my favorite song. That it just had a relaxing feel to it, and I love the concept of, you know, praising fathers that are around, not because of the public perception of like fathers, you know, ain't no fathers around, not because of that. I just like that it is not a topic that is hit a lot, you know, and also is very relative to me because my father was around and still is my entire life. So yeah, it is a beautiful song that ended up being my favorite of this album. Now, we have reached almost the end. We are going to speak about the drama that I was able to dig up. Every time I do these, I look to like some sort of drama in case like there's some interesting things that happen during their musical journey. So, but it does not seem like Sade has much drama at all. The band did start with another band called Pride. All right, well, let's see. The band did start with another band called Pride that did not gather mainstream success. So Sade and three other members from the Pride band, which is Paul Denman, Andrew Hale, and do I remember this guy's name? Crap. Do I remember his name? No! This is Matthewson or something. I can't remember the last name. I almost remembered that without reading that. But it was, yeah, Stuart Matthewman. That's who it is. So Paul Denman, Stuart Matthewman, Andrew Hale, and Sade Adu, they left the band Pride and created Sade. Now, Sade did see massive success with their first 4 albums, but they got overwhelmed with the success, and they all intended to create space from public opinion in their life, and also in order to save their artistic integrity. Sade specifically has a very meticulous writing process, whereas she also wants to experience life for a while before getting back into music. And, you know, she is a perfectionist. So she's, you know, just trying to make everything as good and as perfect as possible. And I respect that. I like that a lot. Honestly, that is the key reason why the last 2 albums, what was it? Soldier of Love and Lovers Rock. That is why there's pretty much a 10-year gap, because Love Deluxe came out in 92, right? Let's make sure I'm accurate. Yep, Love Deluxe came out in 92. Lovers Rock came out in 2000. Soldier of Love 2010. So if you're wondering why the music was so spread out, that is the reason why. Now, the only other drama I was able to dig up was as they came out in the 80s in UK, the reception for Sade was somewhat different, seeing as the US loved them almost instantly. You know, from numerous praises from hip hop and R&B and soul artists, right? But you got to remember, Sade is a band in which U2, David Bowie, Prince, REM, you know, well, maybe not so much Prince, but REM were out and popular as well around this time. So Sade was critiqued from the UK side from being too soft or too mellow with their music, although they were still decently received in UK, just not as big as the US. So I thought that was interesting that they were getting criticized in that type of way. But now the hits in this entire catalog, with hits like No Ordinary Love, Kiss of Life, By Your Side, Smooth Operator, and Sweetest Taboo, there are quite a few songs that are globally popular. You know, there's plenty of reason to know the relaxing style and smooth instrumentation of Sade. Now, the feel of Sade's music gives a very If I could speak. Gives a very relaxing and soothing feel that also feels wrapped in love, sometimes in heartbreak and in unrequited love as well. And sometimes a somber sadness due to the lack of love in one's life. So soothing, ethereal, somber, loving, relaxing, energetic, and emotionally potent are pretty much the way that the music feels to me. Now the content, I very much so enjoyed the variety of content on this catalog of Sade. They spoke on love, they spoke on loving yourself in the days you have, they spoke on immigrants, they spoke on slaves, they spoke on infidelity, heartbreak, secret affair love, they spoke on cheaters, they spoke on fathers being there for their kids, they spoke on unwanted pregnancy, they spoke on the war state of the world, they spoke on the Salvation Army helping people, they spoke on racial tensions, and they just have a lot of disparate content to digest with this band. And I was super appreciative of that, because I didn't know, like, I thought if you do like R&B kind of music, you kind of are centered around love, right? Love, or going out and having a good time and dancing, right? Like, it's kind of just that. And obviously there was love and unrequited love in the content, but I was just like, I was impressed at the amount of topics that was covered. Now, my favorite songs end up being Cherish the Day, Is It a Crime, No Ordinary Love, Fear, Flow, and Why Can't We Live Together, in that order specifically. But also Cherish the Day and No Ordinary Love have been able to calm me when I'm enraged for as long as I can remember. The other songs I just genuinely like, there are other songs that I just genuinely like Is It a Crime? It really does give you the emotions of loving someone that doesn't love you back. And I don't know about you, but I felt that before, and it just is very relative. So it is the songs are just so emotionally potent and captivating concepts. It's really beautifully sung music as well. Now, my conclusion ends up, I'm going to speak about before I did this. I had believed that Sade was just a woman R&B singer, even though that is her name, that had magnificent vocals with the quintessence of a soothing voice, with high levels of emotional potency that I love to listen to relax or calm down from a tough time or a rage-inducing life event. After I've listened to this, I realized that Sade Adu, Paul Denman, the bass player, Stuart Matthewman, saxophone and guitars, and Andrew Hale, piano and keys, are a band. That the instrumentation sets the background mood of soul, or quiet storm, or jazz vibes, while Sade brings a legendary, unforgettable, beautiful, calming, and hyper noticeable vocals that deliver the message in a very visceral, evocative, impactful, and at times somber feel. So go on and feel the sweetest taboo. Listening makes you feel that this is no ordinary love. Do not fear. Even as a smooth operator, you should cherish the day, while remembering, if you're haunted, she'll always be by your side. You won't regret giving the band Sade a try. And that's it. StryfeSight on Sade, baby.